Biafra, O Guinea. One day, where them day, made them show, we go jam them. My dear brothers and sisters, the Biafran government in exile, Mr. Prime Minister here present, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu here present, Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba here present. I want to say I am honored.
I'm sorry, we didn't do the national anthem.
Okay.
Please, some technical hacks. We forgot the national anthem, so please forgive us. We're going to do first the national anthem.
Can sit down, please. Thank you so much. Thanks for that honor, and thanks for the reminder, Dr. Joy. Like I was saying, it's a pleasure for me to be here this evening and to address a crowd as big as this one. This is what we call defiance. This is a very strong message to Finland that you have trampled on all the rivers of darkness, and you have trampled on all what was holding all of you back to be here. There are so many Biafrans watching us on TV, not because they couldn't come here, but because they were afraid. So with this mammoth crowd, Finland should be shaking. Those who are behind Finland should be shaking. I'm so sorry that I am not somebody who is good in putting words together. I am not a person who talks too much, so I'm going to be very, very short. I'm going to be talking only for 2 hours. Yes, while in the bus, I was shocked when I was in the bus and I met a certain young lady in the bus who is 82 years today. She's somewhere. She's 82. That was not the most shocking part. I met Biafrans who are physically challenged, but they told themselves this history cannot go without them. Please give them a hand. I saw how they were struggling to get into their bus, and I was like, this is defiance in the first order. It is something to be happy about. I see fine men and women present here to write their name in that history in the making. That history is ours, and it is ours to claim. Ladies and gentlemen, before you didn't know that Biafra would be a spirit like this. But today you have shown Finland, Norway, and all the other hypocrites in Europe who think that arresting our leaders is democracy or it is human right, that they are ashamed. Finland, Norway are a disgrace to Europe. I am always very raw. I don't sugarcoat my words. So, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot detain an ideology. It is only somebody who needs a screwdriver to rescrew the knot on his or her head that will think that they can arrest an ideology, put in a bucket and lock it. You cannot shoot an ideology with a gun. You cannot destroy it. You cannot do nothing. You cannot. It is only when you see somebody running to the toilet and something distracts that person, know that that person doesn't have enough pressure. When you have enough pressure, you kick everything that is on the road. Yesterday, I was surprised that the people of Biafra have that pressure of somebody with a running stomach. I was arriving here, ladies and gentlemen, with the anxiety that this declaration of independence will happen in my very before. I was surprised that it happened yesterday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This showed that the pressure that we have for the toilet is the same pressure we have for this independence. Nothing, even Finland, could stop us. They arrested Nnamdi Kanu. Did it stop us? They arrested Dr. Lucas Ayaba. Did it stop us? Now, they stupidly went again for His Excellency Simon Ekwa. Has it stopped us? Yet we declared. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The president of the Ambazonia Governing Council, as you all know, is incarcerated in Norway under the same gymnastics that are happening here in Finland. We all know what they are looking for. They are afraid of this present African generation. They are afraid of this present African youth because they are enjoying the economic, the economic autopilot that they have instilled in Africa with our forefathers. So the wealth they receive from Africa is on autopilot. That's why you see our African presidents are all shaking and they don't care because the money keeps coming. But this Mazi, Simon, Manzi, Nnamdi, and Dr. Cho Lucas Nikwa generation is a no-nonsense generation. They are afraid we are going to shake it. We have a message for them. They are too late. This generation of Ambazonian youth and Biafran youth are a no-nonsense generation. This is a stop generation. This is a generation that will trample on anything that wants to stop prosperity. We are all here because we want to bequeath a better future to our children than the nonsense we inherited. We are here because we want to do something to our children that is different from what our forefathers didn't do for us. We are not here because we love guns and we like to fight. We are here because it's the only way for us to stay alive. Ladies and gentlemen, the vice president of the Ambazonian Governing Council was supposed to be here, but because of a cold, he couldn't make it. But he's aware I'm stealing the show. There comes a time in a man's life when he is born, or a she, depending on how the case may be. I'll use he because women are already taking over the world. Let me make men to be proud. When a man is born, he is taught and encouraged to creep. Then he is taught and encouraged to walk. Then a man is sent to the pre-nursery and nursery school for self-discovery. When you discover yourself, you are sent to primary school for further self-discovery. And the first step of that further self-discovery is how to read and write your own name. When you are able to read and write your own name, you have attained the first step of self-discovery. Then you start discovering that this is my mother, that is my father. My mother is different from my neighbor's mother. My father is different from my neighbor's father. This is my compound. This is our village. This is our city. This is our town. This is my country. When you arrive the level where you say, this is my country, you have reached the PhD level of discovery. But when you realize that this is my country, and you realize, because the highest state of discovery is knowing your country. No matter how much money you have, if you don't have a country you can call your own, you are like a king without a stool. In Ambazonia, the stool is what makes the king, but I think in Biafra land it is the crown. So however it may be, if you have so much money, billions of dollars or pounds somewhere, and you don't have a country that you can be proud of, you are like a king without a crown. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come of age, we are now matured, we now know our country, but there is a problem. Let me use the case of Biafra. The crown of our country is on the head of a foreigner. In the case of Ambazonia, the person sitting on the stool in Ambazonia is a foreigner, poking us on our nostrils. We cannot breathe. They wear our crown, rape our children, rape our economy, turn us to slaves, turn our mothers into girls, turn our fathers into boys, and cause all kinds of calamity that cannot be done to mankind, putting us on our crown and sitting on our stool. We are crying and shouting. Finland is not listening. It's not because they don't see it. They see it, but they have other interest. We are shouting and demonstrating all over the world. I remember we demonstrated in Brussels, Ambazonia and Biafran demonstration, the 2 million man march in Brussels. Who listened? Nobody. But they are fast as picking us up, picking human rights activists up. It is the same Europe who watched South Africa, the white people in South Africa turning black people into semi-humans. They use black people to train their dogs and cats. Yeah. There's no need to be afraid. Okay, anyway, I will do that. I will do that. Like I said, when it comes to the freedom of Africa and African people, I'm a dog that is difficult to be tamed. Because at least someone needs to face these guys eyeballs to eyeballs. I am a soldier. I call myself the barefoot soldier. Man lives today and tomorrow he is no more. Something must kill a man. So as South Africa used the black people to train their dogs, you all watch on TV how they were doing all of these things. This same Europe was watching and saying nothing. When Nelson Mandela, the great Nnamdi Nelson Mandela, stood up to say enough is enough, they caught him, put him to prison, and called him what? A terrorist. Same people who were watching how blacks were being killed called him a terrorist. And I quote Margaret Thatcher, called him a terrorist. When South Africa was free, it is the same people who were calling Nelson Mandela His Excellency. Hypocrites. I bet you not long from now, His Excellency will appear. All right, thank you so much. So like I was saying, when you are poked and pushed to the wall by somebody putting on a crown that is not his, or sitting on a stool that is not his, as a man, you are left with one thing. And nobody will teach you that. It comes instantly. When your back is on the wall, there is one thing you should do: move forward. Moving forward is facing your enemy eyeballs to eyeballs. Moving forward is using the same stick that the enemy is using to beat you with. If the enemy is using an AK, use an AK. If the enemy is using an RPG, use an RPG. The right to defend yourself is an inalienable right, and no one should take it away from you. No matter how much they arrest or do what, never bow to them, because we are free. Akanchawa, it is written. It is written by the great Chukwudi Tatanyo Mbom that today Biafra is free. Don't say we'll be free, because Biafra is free. It is written by the great Chukwudi Tatanyo Mbom that Ambazonia is free. Do you know Biafra don't need permission to enter your spirit. Anywhere, anyhow, you must feel it. Biafra don't need permission to enter your spirit. Yeah, anywhere, anyhow, you must feel it. So all those who are thinking that you will come to cajole them to do what before they come in, if they don't come in now, by the time they come in, they will be paying human tax to get in. Because they think that what you are doing here is a joke. But we have a message for the zoo. The Ambazonian Governing Council asked me to tell you people that before you signed the Declaration of Independence, they had already signed it for you. You know, Ambazonia declared her independence sometime in 1999, when Justice Elubede Ebong, Chief Ayamba, and a host of others seized Radio Boya and declared the independence of Ambazonia. But we had one mistake. And that mistake is something that my president, Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, told His Excellency Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because you know that long before now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wanted to declare independence. He told him, my brother, don't make the mistake we made in 1999. Independence must be defended. Don't declare independence if you don't have an army to back you up. Don't have a You only can create a government when you have an army that will be protecting the people who are coming out to honor the activities that the government is putting in place. If you put a government without the defense first, you are taking the second step before the first. And today, we are here. The Biafran government in exile, I cannot say that I am proud of you. I am flying with you. The ocean might look very soft on the surface. The ocean looks very timid on the surface, that any Tom and Dick can play with it. But beneath the ocean is dreaded. Beneath the ocean is horror. The zoo thought that we were just that surface of the ocean. We are dragging them down to see what we really have. Only a man who is smoking something I don't want to smoke will not differentiate the difference between a river and an ocean. Ambazonia, sorry I use Ambazonia too much because it's something I've been talking about. Biafra is an ocean, same like Ambazonia. The Biafran people are too rich, not only economically, but too rich mentally, that they should not be enslaved by people lesser than them. The Biafrans should not be slaves to cattle railers. It should not happen. That is the reason we are here today. I'm sorry I told you I don't know how to talk very much. I just talked for 2 minutes. Concerning the Biafra Ambazonia relations, I can bet you and I can tell you we are in a very good foot because we are inseparable. Nothing can separate us. We go together like dynamites. We want to make sure that, as Biafra declared yesterday, if they commission their men and they're looking at their 12:15, Ambazonia should be there covering their back at their 12:45. That is why I stand here as an honorable member of the defense unit that we have with the Biafrans, and I want to salute the chairman of the Biafran defense government in exile, because he's a chairman of that our group, and he's doing a marvelous job. And I cannot go without giving his salute. We will make sure that as you have declared yesterday, that the movement of people from both regions will be as free as anything called free can be. Because I bet you the human psychology is very funny, that Ambazonia is under attack today and they are running to Biafra for safety. As you declared yesterday, don't be surprised that Biafrans will be running again to Ambazonia for safety. There will be that crisscrossing. And what we cannot afford to do is to create a vacuum on that border stretch. Because when you create a vacuum, enemies take it over. Rooks take it over. Thieves take it over, and you'll be hearing kidnapping and all of those things. Your minister and myself were working very hard to make sure that there is a strong border patrol in that area. Still on defense, I will divert a little bit to tell you that what is happening here today in Finland and what happened also in Norway is a very big conspiracy that entangled economy. And I will tell you that Finland is not to be blamed as much, but the nation you should be pointing a great finger to is that nation called France. Some of you think it is Britain. France is the coronavirus of Africa. Many of you don't know that France controls the economy, France's economy that comes from Nigeria is more than that of Britain. France have a lot of economic interest in Nigeria more than Britain. Yeah, all you might think that it is Britain. I tell you it is France out of research. Total is France, Mobile is France, and the only thing that is Britain is BP. Shell is also from there, and that is why they are afraid that we are going to shake that thing that they signed with those forefathers in the years ago, that they are ripping everything from Africa. They are afraid that if Ambazonia succeeds today, they're no more reaping the oil that they are reaping from Ambazonia. France is one of the highest controller or exporter of timber in Europe, but they don't own a single tree. It comes from Ambazonia. That is why they came out to make sure that Dr. Cho Lucas is arrested. Even till today, they don't know what to charge him with. How can you arrest somebody before looking for? They claim every day that they are a human rights organ, the European Union, they are a human rights organ. They want to fool you. They are economic organs. This new generation, this Simon generation, this Ayabacho generation is a no-nonsense generation. It's a no-nonsense generation, and that will not happen. So their charade will end soon, and then we call them Your Excellencies. So in economy, we've been working hard also to make sure that we bring our economies together and build a sustainable economy that can be an example in Africa. And the way to do this, we have also done as we have started in Ambazonia, is to start from the nursery. Because the pollution that they gave some of us and the type of education that they gave some of us cannot bring forth any economic progress. You cannot see somebody, a doctorate, defending a PhD, and his thesis or whatsoever is, how do they give New Year wishes to the president of Cameroon? It happened a few days ago. That is a doctorate degree. And people will sit there to supervise it. Who discovered the zero to India? As if people were not living there before. These are the type of educations they gave us. Fishing in Norway and all whatnot. That cannot put food on the table. So we have created our own curriculum that we are teaching our children now in our schools that are run by us, that are scientific and technologically driven. Because that is the future. Because what they implanted on us is only how to memorize things and not create any. When they create something, they send it for us to memorize. We want to make sure that our children are able to create things. So you should start looking at your own curriculum and choose whatever that you think that will be good for your people. Not everything that comes from the West is good. So we have done that, and we have also met with the Biafra coin board when they started creating it, because we had an amber coin before. We met with them and told them how we went about it. Also in communication, the ACN, the Amazonian Communication Network, is working and doing fine. We also shared some ideas with the Biafran communication team, and that is strength. That is the unity we are talking about. As you have declared your independence yesterday, be sure and be aware that you have commissioned men and women to hold materials and defend that land for you. It is easy to shout, of course, but let me tell you, it's not a walk in the park. I am saying this because when it comes to economy and population, Biafra is our big brother. But when it comes to the defense of homeland, we are your big brothers. We have been fighting for more than 8 years, and I tell you, it's not easy. Your worst enemies will not be Nigerians. They will be Biafrans. We would have defeated Cameroon long ago because those guys, they are fighting for salary and we are fighting for our lives. That's the difference. We would have defeated them long ago if not because some of our people could not listen. They thought that, no, it's not time for gun. Not time for gun. We will march in the UN, march in Europe, marches and UN will come in. That is what they told us. I went to the bush and I started training my soldiers. The same people formed what they called an IG and started marching. When it didn't work, they came and started calling me. Oh, come and work for us. You're working for an individual. Don't work for you come and work for the government. We'll be paying you 500,000 francs CFA. I said, you think that this is all about money? It's not about money. Some of you will be called by internal fouls, trying to sabotage His Excellency, the Prime Minister. Let me tell you, the worst enemy will be your own people. But as you are marching forward, in a war front, if you are fighting with me, I need to be seen by your hind head, because we are marching and going. The moment I start seeing your score, you are an enemy. I'm putting you down. I am talking out of experience. Do not see an enemy looking at you because they are they are enjoying the crumbs from the master's table, and you start saying, no, that is Obi Nana. How can you kill? Put him down. Put him down and march. And I tell you, some people who are clapping here today and are enjoying today, when this thing goes further, you might not see them. They will start dropping one after the other. So be prepared. Be prepared. Let nobody be the one pushing you to come here. Come here because you are convinced that this is the right way. Because if you are coming here because of somebody, when that person drops, you'll be forced to drop. Be convinced of what you are doing. Be convinced on what you are doing, and the freedom that we are looking for will be ours. It is already ours, but there are 3 things that we need to do to claim it. The first thing will be that we should be aware that this thing is not going to stop in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks. Be prepared for 50 years. If it comes in 2 days, fine and good. But if you are prepared for 2 days and you see that it is 3 days, you will give up. That is why you see some of us are still standing strong, because we were prepared psychologically. So there are 3 things you have to do to make sure that you have this. Because your freedom is already on the floor, it is left for you to bend down and pick it up. So these 3 things are that you have commissioned men and women to war. Excuse me. There is no clear, if any individual can tell you that he or she can clearly define war, that will be a lie. There is no clear-cut definition. So there will be chaos. And in midst of that chaos, make sure that you will supply the materials these fine boys and girls need to defend you. This will entail finance. This will entail finance. I'm talking out of experience. Cameroon is still in our land today because we are suffering with shishi. So I'm here to tell you so that you should be prepared. The independence of Biafra is the independence of Ambazonia. And that of Ambazonia is that of Biafra. So be prepared. So the first thing you should do is raise more money to supply these boys and girls you have commissioned. The second thing, and very important, is raise more money to supply these boys and girls you have commissioned. The final thing, and very, very important, you must do, raise more money to supply these boys and girls you have commissioned. I am so sorry. I said I don't talk for long. I can talk to you tomorrow. Okay. And so if you say I should ride on, I will ride on until you will tell me to stop preaching. What I want to also make you to understand is that as you have commissioned men and women to battle for you, to defend homeland for you, to defend your fathers and mothers, to defend that land, that God-given land that is yours, you should know that you are on your own. I'm talking out of experience. You are on your own. Do not depend on the so-called international community, because they will put you on top of the tree and remove the ladder. It will be surprising to you that this same Norway that arrested Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba voted for the independence of Biafra in the United Nations on the 19th of April 1961. They voted for the independence of Ambazonia. The United Nations voted for the independence of Ambazonia. The chairman was Edmund L. Kennedy of Ireland, and the reporter was Adam Pachachi of Iraq. UN fourth session. When Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba was arrested, I flew from Brussels to Norway. And I went to the Kripos, that is the special branch of the FBI of Norway. I went there and I knocked the door. They opened the door and I told them that I am Sheikh Kaviwo Melim, an Ambazonian, and I hear that they are keeping a great human rights activist who is my president here. They were surprised. I think some of you have seen it on Facebook or on YouTube because